Hi guys, it is the time we slowly getting into penetration testing. For now, we didn't perform hacking till now, but we are slowly getting into it. It is important we get the basics first before we do everything. And trust me, later in the course, we are doing serious stuff and everything will make sense. Because we are covering all the basics first and we are not directly jumping into the topic. So, in this video, we are going to learn stages of penetration testing, and this comes under our lecture 8. How does it go? Which order we perform the steps, and which steps are crucial. For now on, we got our virtual lab setup. We installed Kali Linux and we installed all the tools that hackers use, and we also performed some configuration for it to get in a full screen mode, and also performed some checks and connected to internet. From now, we will do our basic steps. We will use our Kali Linux machine for scanning attack on different machines, network and websites, etc. How are we going to do that? Are we going to install viruses on their systems? What about past cracking, phishing? Is that what we do? Well, that is a small portion of penetration test. Before we even start the penetration test on the target is to figure out, do we have permission to attack the mission or target. This is very important since you should not have to attack the machine that you don't have permission to do on. It could be that client told me attack or test only one machine in the entire network, so I am only allowed to test that one machine. This is just an example. The main thing is not to test the systems without permission, because if you hack anything that you are not allowed to hack means you will seriously get into trouble. Now let us come out of the way. Let us talk about the different stages of penetration testing. The first one is reconnaissance or information gathering. Reconnaissance is the gathering of the information about your target to better plan out your attack. And this type of penetration testing you can perform on any website you want, since gathering of information is not illegal. And there are two ways to do information gathering. One is actively by directing interacting with the website or target, and second one is it can be done passively without interacting with the target. Example for this is, let's say you want to gather information from Facebook. You have to visit Facebook page and gather all the information from there. Well, passively you go to other website which talks about Facebook and get information from there. This means you never interacted with Facebook and performed passive information gathering. After these steps comes scanning. Here you start getting into trouble when you do it without permission. Scanning is performed using tools to find opening in the target in the systems. And this opening could be gateways. In this we will perform vulnerability testing, which will just search it for vulnerability software in the target system. And the third step is gaining access. It is also called exploitation. This is the actual step where we perform hacking. We make use of the information that we gathered in phase 1 and phase 2. Gaining access of the target devices allows us to steal data or use those devices to hack other devices which are on the same network. Usually, after this step, you can consider penetration test to be successful, since you manage to gain access to the target system. However, this is not the last step of the penetration test. After this comes maintaining access. This step is an option. You must not always perform last two steps. If client just want to know whether the system is penetrable, you prove them it is. However, maintaining access is also an important step. It is commonly done by installing backdoors. And what backdoor means? It is a program to allow us to get access to the target whenever we want. And the last step is covering tracks. It is simply removing all evidence that you have done in the previous steps and make a system that an attack never took place. This step involves hiding files, reverting or clearing every change that you have done to the system during attack. So these 5 steps are entire process of penetration test. We are going to cover them in detail in our course. Keep in mind that these steps are performed in order. If you beginner, remind that third step is most important step. That's it for this lecture. Let's meet in the next lecture.